Y'all, Barry is keeping it calm. Gian is keeping it crazy. And Tamika is keeping it real tonight on Southern Charm New Orleans, a.k.a. the John Moody Experience. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Tamika, this one's for you, girl.
Yeah.
We played it for you.
Don't mess
With my man.
Gian, don't mess with Tamika's man.
Yeah.
Don't mess, Gian. Step back, G.
Tamika will come back and
She will cut
first.
this.
Cut
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the John Moody Experience. I feel like I should have my shirt off when I say that.
Yeah.
But y'all don't want that. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV, recap show for Southern Charm New Orleans, y'all.
Yes.
This is season 1, episode 7, all about the bunny, honey. Honey. We are real sad because I'm not going to name drop. I don't want to name drop. I texted Justin because he's going to be on the show next week, y'all. Teaser.
Yes.
And I was like, is next week the last episode? And he said it is. And then we saw it. We're so bummed about it. But
Yeah.
Justin will be here next week.
That'll be fun.
So, yes, I'm very,
Can't
I
wait,
said,
Justin.
tell John Moody we'll get him next season 2.
Yeah.
But, John, we might need it in person with you shirtless. I'm just saying, Mr. Moody. Matt Moody. Doesn't that sound good? Maddie Moody.
Okay, don't get too excited
I
over
don't
there.
get it
'cause
twisted. Okay.
We both are kind of.
Don't mess with her man. Don't mess with her man. All right, everybody.
We're sister wives over here.
Yeah. We got some news this week coming up of what's going on with Reagan, and we're definitely going to be jumping into that. And we're always going to have our. Charles isn't here to say.
Oh,
Les
man.
bon ton. Yeah.
Oh, get it, girl.
Cray cray.
Les bon
changed
ton,
it.
cray, cray.
Les bon ton, cray,
All
cray.
right. So I'm Matt Marr, everybody. Thanks so much for being at the show, my lovely panel.
Yes, guys, I'm El Marie.
And I'm Mayte Carrillo.
Let's jump into it, y'all. Okay. So we start with this episode. Let's talk about Reagan and Jeff. They're really they've been through it this season. They really, that's just the best way to say it. They really have been through it. And so Reagan comes back and she's back in the house and she wants to throw a party. She's like, I love you, but I want to invite everybody else.
Right.
Yeah. It seems like that she's done with law school, or not done with law school.
Yeah.
She's finished with her finals. She's on a break. The puppies are there. I mean, they looked happy, right?
Yeah.
It looked
What do
very
you think? You look
warm.
suspicious.
No,
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about it. I was
Okay,
like,
okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to think from the very beginning. It looked very warm and inviting, and it was nice to see him. I didn't realize how many puppies or dogs they have.
They have a lot of dogs.
They have a lot. I mean, in every little thing, they were just popping up back and forth. But I thought it was nice. It was nice for me to see her go back home. Like, oh, she's home, and they're going to be together, and they just make such a great couple.
Yeah, and everybody was excited. Like, Jeff was so excited. The doggies were excited.
Yeah.
Like,
He was
that's
literally
a good
like
show.
like a little kid, like on Christmas Eve, like
I
just
missed
kind
you.
of like, yes, like
Yeah.
giddy. You can just tell
Yes.
he loves her so much. I mean,
Yeah,
Reagan
they
does
both
too.
do.
You can tell that.
Yeah,
But I mean, like
yeah.
he is like, he just seems like he's in a better place.
He is,
right?
yeah. I think so. And then him going through that, and like he said later on, talks about it like going through it without her. But now that she's back, it's like, yay, I
Yeah.
have my comfort back. I have my security back. So yeah, I'm happy for him.
I mean, therapy is a good thing, y'all. I mean, I
It
know I am
is.
a therapist, but even if I was, therapy is a good thing, y'all. Everybody needs to do it or something. Church, something. I don't know your life.
Release. I feel
Get
like
it.
Yes,
somebody
release.
needs
Yes,
to release
get it
what they're
for your
feeling.
life.
Even if you write it out, like just get it out.
Now, and I don't feel like this was talked about a lot, but I just want to take a moment and say, Reagan, if you're watching, I'm looking right at the camera. I want to come to one of your parties. I'll pay for my own ticket to go to New Orleans. But
do
girl,
too,
she knows how to
right?
throw up. This wasn't like a big, but it was like,
Still a lot
I
of
thought, oh, it'll be
people.
just a small little dinner thing.
No.
She went all out,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we both are like,
She went all
I'm
out.
hungry now, and I'm on a cleanse right now, and I'm like, I can't.
That cake, I
that
can't
cake.
stop staring at that cake. I'm like, geez, that looks so good. But what I like too is that she said it herself. She's like, I like to cook. I don't get catered food. This is what I do.
That is what Southern people
Yes,
do.
that is a real Southern woman
Y'all,
right there.
That is what you do. You come to my house, I cook your food. I don't Trader Joe bullshit
Yeah.
stuff.
Hey, Trader Joe's is good.
I love Trader
but...
Joe's. But when I come over to somebody's
Not for
house
a
and they're like,
party.
bring your own alcohol, I'm like, you just got that freezer, little pizza pocket things and like little round quiches. You put it. That is basic and tired. I ain't bringing you good wine. I'll bring you $2 Chuck.
That's like an LA thing. It's like
It is a very
everybody.
LA thing.
Yeah, it's like you show up to a party, and I mean, for us Latinos, like I show up, and it's like we just go straight for the food. We're
Yeah.
like, where is the
It's
food?
true.
And then
That's
if there's
true.
no food, we're like, what is this? This isn't a party.
It's maybe like a
Food.
younger thing. Because, when you get older, like in your 40s and 50s, like people do make more. But they're
Yeah.
younger,
Yeah.
they're more our age. So it's like still, a lot of people do that.
Because they probably don't even really cook for themselves.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the
Yeah.
younger people,
Yeah.
you're good. If you go to that party, do not
Yeah.
go hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
go ready to get.
It's such a I'm the same way though. I mean, I love, obviously, I'm a host. We're all hosts, but I literally like to host, and so that's something that is like a joy for like when I have time just to invite people in your home and feed them, feed their soul, feed their stomach, feed their minds with conversation. I love it. So anyway, Reagan, I know 3 people. Charles isn't here this week, so he doesn't get to come.
No, he
Right.
doesn't.
He doesn't
Sorry,
get to come.
Charles.
No, sorry, Charles. But yeah, we want to come. All right. Another person that we definitely enjoy, and I would have a dinner party at her house.
Who?
Is be Maria Menounos, y'all.
Oh,
Maria Menounos. We just want to mention our lovely
Like
AfterBuzz founder. You're like, who? Lovely AfterBuzz founder Maria Menounos. She is has her. If you haven't checked out her new podcast, you should. Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition. It's hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder. It comes out on Friday on iTunes, so check it out. She's interviewing celebrities, influencers. It's all about getting to know their life, but also getting advice, self-help, life help. Get your life straight with Maria, y'all, and health, wellness, whatever you want to talk about, or what she wants to talk about, rather. You can go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you listen to podcasts. Conversations with Maria Menounos. It is free. Be sure to rate and comment if you like it, as well as be sure to rate and comment on this show. And be sure to check that out, y'all, every Friday. Okay. Let's jump. Okay, we know everybody wants to talk about
Yes.
the trifecta of cray that Gian created. But we're going to tease you. We're going to get to that because we knew, well, the 3 of us knew that once we started talking. Look,
Yeah.
Mayte has been waiting to shade Gian for like 7 weeks, y'all. This is your
time
moment.
has
She's getting,
arrived.
but it's not yet. We're gonna talk one question. We're gonna get the incidentals out of the way. So we're gonna check in with everybody. So only thing you need to know about Justin this week, besides he's gonna be on the show. Justin's still scared to get married, y'all. That boy, he ain't scared. He's scared. You know what I mean? He is scared.
And Kelsey keeps hinting. She's like, here.
That's true.
Yes. They go to the flower shop. Ooh, these wedding flowers.
I
You
get-
know we have to talk about it. Like, he said, not today.
She is thirsty.
nope,
She is
not-
thirsty for that D.
Oh.
A diamond. I'm in diamond.
Okay.
I'm in D for diamond.
Hey,
Yeah.
she could be for.
You know what? If I was dating Justin, I'd be first. Justin, by the way, he's been
We
working
need to
out.
see on a
I know
minute,
it's
right?
hard. Justin's been working out, y'all.
He
looks good.
They're trying to get some of that John Moody experience in
Yeah,
their
I
lives,
see.
you know?
I see.
I actually think
Somebody got their
Justin-
summer body.
I think
Yeah.
for me, Justin's the best looking guy on the show, but I think because he looks very similar to my boyfriend. So it's like every time I see him, I think of my boo. But anyway, so they go look at flowers. That's still not happening yet for them. I think next week will be a bigger episode for them because they're moving into his mom's
Right.
house.
Yeah.
So you know that's going to be something.
gonna go down.
when you get with your mother-in-law.
Do you think she'll give him an ultimatum then and there? Because I feel like in the preview it said a little bit like, you know, everything we're doing, it's because you want to do this.
Yeah.
It's not because I want to do this.
I don't know. She doesn't really seem like. She seems like she's going to continue to pick at it, but I don't think she's going to give an ultimatum just yet.
She might get some resentment though, because we even see like she kind of hints at it, but it is a little bit like she's taking a back seat a little bit to her. It seems like for her, which like besides getting even like kind of married or whatever, do we even know what she wants in her life? And maybe that's the editing of the show, but we
Right.
really
Yeah,
don't.
we
We hear a
really
lot
don't.
about Justin, and so I know Justin's supposed to be, I guess, one of the main cast members, but it's just we just kind of hear how Justin really is just fine about where he is, but we don't even really know as an audience what she wants.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't know much about Kelsey outside of their relationship.
And maybe she hasn't, maybe it's just
And that could be
We
her,
haven't
like her
seen her
choice, and it could be her choice, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want to get too deep into her personal. Like you guys have the relationship, and that's it.
But
Like,
girl,
that's
you on
kinda
a
all in one
reality show. We need to know.
We do.
Yeah, but maybe they're just focusing on the main cast members and for each of them to have a storyline. So that's, to them, that's a storyline for
That's
them. Is
right.
the
Yeah,
fact that
that's-
she wants that ring.
Right.
That's
And she's
true.
being very persistent about it. But, I mean, she's doing a good job because we're all thinking that she's
Right.
hungry for
Right.
it.
We're like,
She is hungry
Kelsey,
for it.
calm down, girl.
Yeah.
No,
I'm hungry for it.
And
she's gonna
probably,
get it.
yeah, she's probably at home like, I'm not even that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not. She's just.
Editing was
She's like-
like all wrong.
She's watching her show. He just said, I'm hungry for the D.
Yeah.
Girl. I know, Justin. He's that sly, silent type. They're always good in bed.
he's
I
the
said it.
slut type.
I bet it's magic.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm getting hot again. Turn up the AC. All right, let's talk a little bit about. This is what I love about this show. This moment is that this show. Like I love Southern Charm. It's to me, a lighter reality show. Whereas I feel like Southern Charm New Orleans, like Tamika always says, I keep it real. I keep it real. You know, I could hear her say that.
Yes.
But she does, and I appreciate that so much because I feel like in this show they kind of go to deeper topics, and we've already had that with Barry, and then we had Jared, who we had on last week. If you haven't
Right.
checked that out, be sure. It was a great interview with Jared.
Really great.
He wrote us a really sweet note. We loved having him on. It was wonderful. But Tamika has this conversation with her friend Susan. What did y'all think about that? Where they're in her house. First of all, Tamika threw out her bag, so she comes in like the Hunchback
Again,
of Notre Dame.
for
I
like
didn't know
the
she
fifth
was.
time.
I didn't know she was hungover. Yeah, Tamika, your husband's a personal trainer. Like,
Yeah.
Right? I didn't mean like
you
how
get
to
him
work
to
that out
your
before
back.
he
Where's
left.
Barry
so
now? Why is he rubbing
true.
her back? Like, put
Right?
some icy hot on.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
didn't
see
think
the
about
bee.
that.
We don't see the bee. We do need to know. But so Tamika and Susan comes in, and basically we've talked a little bit about Tamika and her daughter, and we talked about her on Instagram with her daughter. But basically, her daughter is one of the only black kids in her school, and was recently, they didn't say it, but I'm going to say it just because I deal a lot with you, that she was bullied. I mean, bullying is bullying.
Right.
I just feel like it's important
Yeah.
to call it out. So her daughter was bullied for the way her hair looks and for the color of her skin, and just really, honestly, archaic
Yeah.
type of things that we don't think has been said before. I mean, even Tamika said, I've never heard this in my life,
Right.
and my daughter's hearing it, but
And
we
you
don't get
said- you
political on
think,
AfterBuzz,
like-
but times have changed.
Yeah,
y'all.
Yeah.
because that's what I was gonna say. You would think that wouldn't happen to her because she's so young, and we feel like we're in a different time. As time goes on and
Right.
people progress, and we all like one love is how it should be, but it's not. And especially like they are still in the South. You still have people who have a certain mentality, and they are gonna still pass it on to their kids sometimes, or even if it's not hate or if it's not racism that they're not passing on, they don't educate their children about different people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the people that are going to look a little bit different from you. So don't tease them. You know what I mean? Like educate your child on like everyone doesn't look the same. Everyone doesn't have the same experience. So I think like that's what's missing in our world.
Yeah, and that's really important too, because I mean, like as her child, like she has to really listen to her and see what's going on in her life. Like I remember for me myself, I mean, I was bullied at a certain point when I was like in 6th grade, and I told my mom, and my mom quickly took me out of the school and put me in a different one.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and it was like, wow, she actually trusted what I had to say, and she listened to me, and that made a huge difference. And so I feel like for Tamika, I feel like now she's starting to realize that everything is kind of putting into place, and we saw her get really emotional about it too.
Yeah, it made me
So-
teary. It made me cry.
Right,
Yeah,
and then
those two.
the little girl is so sweet. I mean,
She's
who would
so
want
sweet.
anyone to go
She's
through something
beautiful
like that?
too. Their family's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah. So I just think,
Do you think she should take her out and put her in a different school?
I think she should.
What do y'all think?
I think she definitely should, and she probably put her somewhere that's more culturally diversified, and
It's
for her
interesting to me
and-
though, because New Orleans, like I just recently went to New Orleans for about 4 months ago, and I went with my boyfriend. I've said on the show he's African American, so we think about diversity all the time when we go places.
Yeah.
Being interracial couple, being gay, it's a safety thing for us. So we're always thinking of that, and we both talked about how comfortable we felt in New Orleans and how we could definitely live in that city. And
Yeah.
a lot of it's because I didn't even know that the majority of the population there is black, like 60%. One of the few bigger cities in the country. So this surprised me that this was happening in New Orleans.
Yeah, because it's a bracket thing. You know what I mean? It's
A
money. So
classism thing?
yeah. So that plays a part in it as well. So if it comes to a point where, because Rachel said the same thing, and I would think, they're kind of in the same city, but maybe not the same district as far as schools go. So if she can't pull her out of that school and put her in another one, like someone was mentioning, I don't know who it was on the show.
Yeah.
To put her in programs or something that she will be
That's
around
true.
more kids that look like her, so she will still kind of get that experience and have a place where she knows she can go and be comfortable. If I had a rough day at school, well, I'm going to such and such, and I know I can be okay there.
That's
so
true.
that would be a better alternative if she can't leave the school.
That's hard too, because it's a hard decision in that, again, just with working with youth and stuff, is that they'll be in a school and part of you wants to take them out and put them in with either, whether it's people of race more like them or people like when I worked with queer youth that are more open to them, and but then sometimes then you're sacrificing the kind of academic level of the school, and it might not always. I'm just saying
but
out another situation. So it's like that's important too. It's just being a parent is hard, y'all.
It's just
and
hard
I don't need to have
all
kids. I'm not ready for it. I'm stressed out for me. I have anxiety right now. I need vodka and that.
Don't have any of mine. I'm kidding. It's a lot. It's a lot of
Yeah.
thinking, even like as you do it, that if you're not a parent as us and you're just thinking of all these scenarios that you want to put yourself in, but you just want what's best for the kid. So it's tough. And I know that she probably wants, I'm sure she does, wants to give her a better education. And I'm sure she has her in like a private school.
Yeah.
But I think that option that you just said was like, that's like a great one. You
There
know?
you go.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm stressed out. I need a drink. Speaking of drinks next week, and we're going to bring this up again, but we are going to have some cocktails next week. If anybody in the live chat is from New Orleans or anybody on the show, Southern Charm New Orleans, let us know. I'll send Reagan an Instagram message if
Right.
not. But we want to know, what drink should we make? Because I know we talked about French 75.
I had a French 75 today, and that is delicious. It was my first time having it.
Okay, maybe we'll make two
Maybe
because
we'll have that. Yeah.
well, because also though Reagan's family makes the rasper.
Oh yeah,
can't
that drink.
remember.
I don't remember the name
yeah.
of it, but it's a drink that a family
Yeah,
made.
so I know their family made that. So y'all let us know, and we'll make it, and we'll have it for the finale to celebrate.
Sorry, I have to chime in.
Yeah.
On our live chat, which we have right now, So Haunted says, Kelsey is so pressed to get married. I feel so bad for her. They don't seem like they're on the same page at all.
They don't
So-
seem like they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there goes that.
Who's that again?
So Haunted. And
Thank you, So Haunted.
Yeah, and it was also added, she might get to resentment. I think she wants to get married so bad that she'll be a relationship pushover until eventually Justin wants to 5 to 6 years from now.
That's what I see in her and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just, it does seem like they both are so kind of laid back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when two people are so laid back, it's like that friend when you're hungry. What do you want for dinner? I don't know
Right.
what you
I
want.
don't
And
know
you're
what you
finally like,
want.
bitch, somebody
right.
needs to decide. Because I'm hungry.
Somebody needs to say
Sorry,
something.
Reagan's food made me hungry,
Yeah.
y'all. I'm
Yeah.
like,
That steamed
That shrimp?
asparagus.
yes, Reagan, get your life.
Shrimp look
Get your life. So thank you. Again, you can always chat in the live chat. We love that. We love that,
Right.
love
Yes.
that. And even if after the show, be sure to leave comments. And speaking of, another thing that you can do is you can always leave comments and reviews on iTunes a little bit. I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
We
but
love
we
that.
love that.
Comments and 5 stars.
So we still haven't talked about, and we still got to get to the trifecta, but we still haven't talked about the John Moody experience with Gian and their friend Tracy, who seemed really cool. They were in this backyard, and I like that Gian's like saying, well, we could do this, and we could set you up a little here like on a step, and then John's like, well, shouldn't I be elevated on the roof with all the spotlights on me?
I don't want anyone bumping
And
into
I'm
me.
Why didn't you want to
With
touch
the-
me?
I mean, like, that bitch watched Beyonce at Coachella, and he was like, that's what I want. That's what I want for my...
Yep. Could you imagine when he gets married, his entrance? That
Oh
his
my-
wife. That his
oh
wife.
gosh.
His entrance.
His wife's gonna have to be very understanding.
I mean, or real laid back.
very
Love
laid
it.
back.
It's a good thing he's not gay, because two gay, boy, they would just be fighting at it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so good thing he's not. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get married, though, for a long time. I think
But
he
I-
wants
I think
he
he
wants a
will.
lot of women to have the John
True.
Moody experience.
Yeah.
That is very true. But at the same
I know
time,
two of them here.
I mean,
What? You
Like, I owned it. I was like, you know.
She's like, I'm gonna fix my hair.
And I'm like, you too.
But I think he's still gonna be like the same John even like years from now. So he may settle down, but his craziness will still be there.
I mean, I go back and forth a little bit. Like, and we only see bits and pieces of it. But I mean, he had this shirt that said "World Changer," and I think that's cool that he's doing an event. I also think he mentioned. I'm super excited to see, but he mentioned like that part of the conversation with Barry and just about masculinity and being a black male and all. That's an awesome conversation that I think that needs to be had, and it's not had enough a lot. So. That's it, and we've said this. He's crazy talented, but sometimes it is a bit. He comes in hot. It's a lot, but then another part of me is kind of like, but when you're dealing like with you're a black man in America, and you say, what's a basketball player that just got arrested? And part of me is kind of like, you know what?
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah.
You build yourself up because society is not. So we tease you, John, but
it's beautiful.
But down deep, I'm like, you get yours.
Your personality and everything, we love it.
Yeah. No, we're not talking down on him or anything. It's just we're
just
living for it.
Yeah,
we live for it.
And crazy, like the artistic crazy.
We're
like
rooting for it with your shirt off.
Yes.
Or you look like a little Speedo, because he got cake back there. It's just like,
Can we just say he's not very good at sports, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He's not good at playing golf.
Croquet is not hard, y'all.
Croquet.
It is not. Even I'm good at croquet, and I sat on the. I was that fat kid on the bench who never played anything.
Yeah, he's just nope.
He's not. It's not.
Not his thing.
It's not in the cards for him. But I did love how like Gian would say, "Well, we could do this," and then every time John would be like, "I'll have a helicopter fly me," and Tracy's like, "Yeah, that's good.
And Gian was like, no.
Because she's spending the money.
Yeah,
that's why. Now.
So she makes more money than everyone.
As Jeff said, everyone at that table, she makes more money.
Come on. What does she do?
What does exactly?
I'm interested, because it's always interesting how these shows, the original Southern Charm was, obviously a lot of people know it's produced by Whitney. This show's produced by Whitney as well. Whitney, come on our show. And, but that show was originally supposed to be about his mother. And so, and just kind of, just like her and like Thomas Ravenel and the more kind of aristocrat.
Right.
But the show really, I think we mentioned it's like it's really kind of become more about the women. And so it's interesting how on these shows, I wonder if Gian was supposed to be like more kind of like, not the Patricia, but like the super like wealthy one.
Okay, maybe.
Because they all have money, but I mean like the super rich one.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to see that lifestyle because she was driving like a Hummer, driving up and all that.
Yeah,
but then maybe they just found out she's boring.
Yeah,
so they cut her.
But they put her out as a villain since the very beginning.
Yeah, but Catherine Dennis was villain of season or Southern Charm.
She didn't start off as a villain.
And now she's my hero.
But she didn't start off as a villain. She started off, as you mentioned, as an extra, and then kind of like worked her way around.
Yeah, it's true. But they edited her as crazy.
I can't remember.
From season 1.
I can't remember.
I just caught up.
It's because you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught up on all Southern Charm.
Like,
that show is so good. You can watch that panel with us on AfterBuzz as well.
It's so good.
I am loving this conversation. We're just going at it. Okay, so again, we brought up iTunes. Be sure to leave us a review on there. Put 5 stars, and even if you're like, put French 75 in the comments. That helps. Just put something that bumps us up. And like the little YouTube and share the show, y'all. Share. Sharing is caring. Put a little tweet on it. Tag one of us. Tag somebody from the cast. Just do it. Validate me, please. That's all I need. Okay.
Can we now?
Mayte Carrillo.
Yes.
It is your time. I give the floor to you.
Thank you. You're passing down the crown. Where do I get started? Oh my gosh. First off, with Gian, why did she show up? At first, I was like, oh, probably, Reagan invited her. But then they were like, no, it was John who invited her as her plus one.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You didn't? Yes, that's John's plus one. And I was like, wait a minute. This is just too much.
Because Reagan was cool. Like when Reagan said to Tamika, when she's like, do you want me to tell her to leave? I was like, good friend.
Like, yes, Ryder. Like, I love that.
Anyway, keep going. Get it all out, Mayte. Get it all out.
No. I mean, it's not that I have a lot to say. I'm just like, I just analyze the situation and all of these things that she says from the dinner, from the very beginning all the way till Tamika and their whole confrontation. Now, I feel like Gian contradicts herself a lot because it's like she's a businesswoman and, you know, she comes up and she comes off very professional, but yet she's having these relationships. And there's always the saying, like, you don't mix business with pleasure. Like, there's certain things where with your friendships too, you just don't involve your money because you know that it's going to get really sloppy.
Yeah.
So she can't expect to have friendships and be in business at the same time. Like, I feel like that just has to be divided because then these situations happen. And then she's got Tamika going after her and saying, you know, what's trying to solve Barry's problems. And it's all messy all around.
Especially if you're not going to divide them, but at the end of the day, when something happens, you go more towards business.
Yeah.
It's like you do. And I think that was more of Tamika's problem. Like, if you're going to be a friend, then be a friend. And if you're not, then be an associate or something, but don't consider yourself my husband's friend or my friend if you're going to do this. Like, you're not there for us through thick and thin.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you're not there. So where are you? And, you know, and when she had the conversation with Barry, and she just continued to say, well, I don't think you realize the repercussions that you would have with that and things of that nature.
But she wasn't listening to him at
it's like
all.
you're not listening to anything
He
he's
was
saying.
very respectful
You're not
to her.
responding as a friend. Like, well, what made you? Why didn't you call me? And you're steady, just like, well, how it's gonna look on her with her business and things like that. Like, if you're gonna put business first, you do have to draw a line.
Yeah, and she has to stand up for her friend as well, especially if they've been friends for so many years. She could, whoever told her that rumor, she could have been like, thank you for telling me. I'm going to go speak to Barry myself and get his side of the story and be a good friend.
You go to your friend and you say, not accusatory. I've done that. I'm like, hey, I heard this. Is this true? What went down? Tell me what. And sometimes my friends are like, that's not what happened. And sometimes they're like, I messed up.
Yes, they'll
And
tell
that's
you
okay
like it
because they
is.
know that you're a friend and you can do that. Also, another thing that just, I don't know. Again, you right. All along, you right. Because I was kind of like, well, maybe at the beginning, maybe kind of defended John. You right. You never liked her either, El Marie. Charles, I don't remember what he said. But he's in Paris. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't like her
No,
either.
we love Charles. He won't be here next week either, but he's here in spirit. But so I have a whole kind of new meaning, and it's with what I thought was odd. So Barry had this great conversation with Gian, all right? I thought he was super respectful, very well-spoken. I was like, go you. And then Gian again was like not listening at all. Then she gets with Tamika, and I thought Tamika was going to come in hot. But she didn't at first, actually. She was kind of more like stating, you know, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
She even gave her a moment to like, because Tamika can talk over people and just be like, and she didn't. Like, she did it the right way. And then Gian, again, just starts talking about, like, she says something like, what business do you have even talking to me about this when it doesn't even concern you? Well, first of all, that is her husband. And second of all, I'm like, well, I know you were worried about your business, but the interaction with Barry, you weren't there. You didn't experience it. That had nothing to do with you personally. And so, but then what I really thought was not classy when she started to go in on Tamika's marriage.
Yes.
And, you know, when she said, like, well, at least I knew when my marriage was over, I was like, first of all, their marriage, at least from what we're seeing, doesn't look over. And this is what I think. I think Gian wants to sleep with Barry, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did y'all know that all along?
Yeah.
I just figured that out, y'all.
Where have you been?
I was like, Gian wants the D from the B.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Y'all knew that the whole time.
Yes.
That's why we were eyeing her like that.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just.
And now she just wants the D from John.
Well, yeah.
No, yep, yes.
You think she wants to do
Yeah.
that?
And they both probably
You
want
all
it.
know.
Because
Oh no!
well, here's the thing. John probably sees it, and he's still young. He's gonna like,
He
hey,
just wants to use the connections.
Yeah.
He's
If I
like,
looked like
ATM.
John, I would sleep with everybody to my way to the top.
Right? Because here's the thing. Sometimes a man is just being a gentleman. You shouldn't take it as more than that. And then sometimes they're flirting. And I felt like he was kind of flirtatious when he walked her to the car. I don't know. It was a little something extra in
I
that.
didn't see that.
Yeah, it was a little something
It
extra.
I think
was.
he's just taking advantage of the opportunity that he knows her, and she's like a connection that he's a smart guy. He knows how to do business.
But with Barry, it's like you were his personal trainer. Boy, women really are smarter than men, y'all. And this panel is proof of that. Because I'm just now like, oh. It's like it all
That's why we were
becomes
looking at
weird.
you like, yeah.
Yeah, you really.
This was
I
a
was like,
given.
I really was about like, I really thought before I thought that whole speech. This is what happened in my mind. So y'all were talking. I was trying to listen, but I was going, oh, I just thought of something. Oh my God, I'm gonna drop this on them, and I'm gonna say this really calm. And when I say the last part, they're gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
And that's not what happened at all.
No, we knew this already.
Not
Yeah.
what happened
No.
at all. I'm interested if they probably haven't said, but Tamika, tweet us out. We tagged in it. Let us know. Do you think Gian has it? Because you haven't said it. Do you think he's out for your man?
Well, we asked her when she was live here with us too. We're like, do you think she's after him? And she's like, she told us about the whole situation she canceled her membership.
Yeah, canceled her membership.
What else did she do?
And they still haven't really spoken since our interview. So, and y'all were telling me that.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
This filmed in 2017.
Right.
And then, and they said in the interview that nothing's happened with the John thing still. So I'm interested to see if this party was kind of the last thing.
Yeah, so the party.
So
yeah, they do tease the party.
They do tease the party.
Week.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What I found
This is why you have reunion episodes, Bravo.
Yeah. You know what I found interesting too was after the conversation with Gian and Tamika, Gian just took off and went and told everybody else what had happened, and the fact that Tamika had called her a what did she call her,
opportunist.
An opportunist, and she's like, Tamika's saying this and that about me,
Like
and
she doesn't have an emotional intelligence.
Right. She's like, I don't have an emotional intelligence, and I'm like, I don't think that was really a good idea for you to go around and start saying what the conversation.
Yeah. And especially when Tamika pulled her aside.
Right.
She didn't blow up in front of everyone and do this. She pulled you aside.
It was.
You didn't have to go back and run your mouth.
Right.
It was so. She went so high, actually, and it's. There is, I think, an emotional intelligence, and there's also a. I don't know. It was just. I do know, but it was just. She's not ready. Gian's not ready to receive that, and maybe she will never be. But you could tell when they were both trying to talk to her, it was like walls, like a horse with blinders. She just was not seeing it, wasn't hearing it. So
it's only about her reaction to it and how she felt about it.
I'd be really interested to get Gian's side on this whole situation.
Well, I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, like I'd be really interested to hear her side of the story because she definitely came out.
Well, we only got one more episode, so we can't interview her.
I know, but I mean, like it would just
maybe second season.
We could do a special. We could do a special interview. Instagram her, message her, ask her.
No, it's okay.
I don't. I feel like I'd be cheating on Tamika. I love Tamika so much.
Right,
I'm like, I can't.
No. I'm just curious because all this whole speculation and then her acting this way. I'm like, there's got to be like, come on, girl, why?
It actually worked because I follow like Gian on Instagram because I followed everybody when I started the show, and I was like, I like her kids and her family, and the fact that she's like a single mom who's
she's got kids.
Yeah.
Oh.
She just keeps. I think she does.
I didn't know.
Maybe she doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they own the live chat. But the fact, I think she does.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen her Instagram.
Anyway, she's got somebody's kids in a lot of pictures. That's all I've seen. But I do have, especially as a black woman in this country, what she's financially been able to do and build this business for her. That's incredible and that's aspirational. So in my heart, I don't want this person to be the B of the show.
True.
So I want her to succeed. But what worries me is, for her, I'm just like, bless her heart, and I remember being this way when I was younger, but I just feel like she's living in that glass house because I'm like, what happens when you mess up? Because when she messes up, she's going to fall harder if she doesn't have any friends there to help catch her. And I said, like, that's what I got to give that to Reagan. I got to give that to Tamika. I mean, all the other cast members on the show, well, not Justin. He's still in his own not married world. But the rest of them are like, when something happens,
they're all there.
They take responsibility. They're there for each other. They're truthful with one another, but they're also like, I mean, Tamika might not say she's sorry, but she will admit that I messed up.
Yeah.
But she'll be there for you.
She'll be there for
as
them.
a friend. Yeah.
Like Barry said, she's like the protector of anyone that is in her immediate circle.
It was hard. It was really difficult for me too, though. Barry was talking about this with one of his friends, some cute guy, where they were in the gym. I don't know.
Brother.
Oh, that was his brother.
Yeah.
Ooh, that family is pretty. Damn. I didn't know. If you asked me, put a gun to my head, I don't know what Barry said. All I saw was just them arms working.
You didn't even know that was Barry's brother, but
Oh,
we did.
Lord.
Yeah.
It was like porn. I was just like, oh, Lord Jesus. Y'all can't have them work out anymore. I'm not going to be able to focus on the plot.
And they always start off the show with John Moody painting without his shirt.
Right? I wrote in my notes like, Happy Sunday.
I know. I said, we got Barry Booty. I still feel like we need John Booty.
We just got one.
Come on, John.
Right? Yeah.
Don't be basic, John. Don't be basic. Season 2, bring it. So I feel like we're going to get some more of this next week. I feel like we're going to get a little build up because it's going to be the party. Let's talk about some news real quick, and then we'll get into some predictions in a second. But let's talk about some AfterBuzz news, y'all.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so for news, Reagan shares what's next for her career after graduating from law school because she graduated last week. And she recently told People magazine that everything kind of fell apart before the season began. As the season began, she put on quotes, "It hit the fan, let's put it that way. I was in the middle of my second year of law school, which is arguably the most difficult. Jeff and I had tremendous problems with this family." She said it took a toll on them and that she found that school became an outlet for her. So watching that, she says that she didn't really feel like herself, and she can see some moments that she was upset during sometimes, and she said that that was really tough to watch. But as far as what's next for her, she says that she's studying for the bar, and she's had her business for 5 years, but that she would like to open her own practice.
Oh,
Yeah, that should be cool. Get it, girl.
Get it.
Right?
Get your life and invite us over and cook us food.
Yeah, it says, she says she aced her law school finals, and that's pretty awesome.
She was like top in her class, and she went to good school.
Yeah.
She went to what is
Loyola, right?
It just says Loyola.
not Loyola? That's in L.A. Starts with a D. Whatever.
Everything starts with a D.
Everything.
It's on there
Oh, where?
I thought it's DePaul.
in the background.
Oh, Loyola University
Oh, it's
in New
Loyola.
Orleans. Yeah.
Oh, there is a Loyola. I didn't know that. There's one else.
There's one here. There's one over
So then I was
there.
like, I wasn't sure. So
I don't know
let me see.
anything,
Loyola
y'all.
University.
Lord, I didn't know that Gian was thirsty. So for what she was thirsty for. So I know, I'm like Jon Snow. I know nothing. I know nothing much more. All right, let's get into. Do you want to do cray cray predictions?
Let's do cray.
let's
cray.
Let's do Les Le Bon Temps cray
Cray,
cray,
cray.
everybody. Okay. Do y'all know what y'all's is?
You want me to go first? So my Les Le Bon Temps cray cray moment would be Miss Gian and saying, "At least I know when my marriage is over."
Oh,
I took it.
but that was crazy.
That was
low.
crazy.
That was catty.
And then you just get up and leave, so like she can't really say anything else.
yeah,
to you.
Yeah.
literally, yeah. It was like you. It's like you ugly.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't do
Exactly.
that.
You don't
You
do
can't
that.
do
If you're
that.
gonna drop
That's
a
not
bomb
right.
like that,
No.
stay for the aftermath.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Okay?
cannot do that. Cannot
Yeah.
do that.
Damn,
That was crazy.
You took mine. That was mine.
I can think of mine. My Les Le Bon Temps cray cray would be Jeff Reagan. I know y'all have a big house, and I love them. But y'all got a lot of dogs. Like, I don't know what's going on in your life. I just feel like I walk into your house and it just smells like dog piss. There's a lot of,
my God.
you know what I mean? There's a lot of dogs. It's a little crazy with the dogs.
Yeah.
But that said, if I had a big house, I probably would have all those animals too. So
Yeah.
that's a little crazy. But I had a lot of
So
cray.
true.
What about you? You got one? Or you?
I
is
do.
it-
I think this is a cray cray moment.
Okay.
I think it's when Tamika asks Barry what she should wear, and he chooses what she wouldn't like, or I guess he chooses an option and she goes with something completely different.
Yeah.
Like
They
if he
know
says
each
wear,
other.
Yeah, and he said that too. He's like, "I like the blue one, which means you're gonna wear the yellow."
Yeah, exactly. If it's 2, it's like 1 for her.
I love that they just accept one another for who they are. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's real quickly talk about some AfterBuzz predictions for the finale.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
It's like an alien coming through.
All right, Mayte, you can go first since we took yours.
My prediction is that Gian's gonna hook up with John. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
No, my prediction is that this party that Gian is hosting with John is gonna turn into something really, really crazy. Where I feel like a big fight's probably gonna break loose if Tamika's there. I don't know. I just feel like it's just gonna cause a lot of tension and drama.
I feel like we may have like a fake little breakup with Kelsey and Justin. Not an ultimatum type of thing,
she
but
took
just
mine. That was mine.
Really?
Damn, keep going.
But I think it'll just be like I need some time or some space type of thing, not necessarily like I'm leaving or marry me.
Going
you know
back
what I mean?
home,
I think it's just like I need some space. I need to figure things out. So I think they may take a little break.
I'm trying to see on Instagram, and oh wait, no, never mind. I was trying to see if they're still together, like if they were, but as of May 6th, there's pictures with them.
They're
And
still together.
Kelsey was just at Tamika's house. They were all together doing like an Instagram live, and she was there.
We got a shout out, right?
We did. I was trying to get it to record so we could play it, but we did while they were doing their Instagram live. I told Tamika hi, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And then everyone started saying, "AFTERBUZZ, AFTERBUZZ,
Yeah,
we love you
El Marie
guys."
from AFTERBUZZ.
So hi again, everybody from Southern Charm, New Orleans.
And speaking of Justin,
Love
don't
y'all.
forget, next week we're gonna have Justin on the show.
Yes.
John Moody, we coming for you, season 2. We're gonna get. You know who I really want to interview? I want Rachel to be on our show. I love Rachel.
I want Rachel bumped up next season for me.
I do too. I do too. That's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
I want more Rachel season 2.
Oh, she gives me so much energy.
She gives me so much
I love
energy.
her.
I think I'm gonna, since we saw a teaser, but I don't think that Reagan's pregnant. We saw a little bit for the test.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it was her taking the test. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's somebody else. But obviously, there's stuff going on. I mean, I don't think that Reagan's pregnant. But
I think they're ready to have kids.
I think they're ready to have kids.
Yeah.
I do think that too. So, you guys, I don't want to end because then that means there's
know,
only one
I
more.
know. So sad.
But we have to. Y'all know the drill. Be sure to go like everything. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Put in the comments if you still want to continue the conversation.
Right.
We're
Tweet
always
us.
happy to do that. Yes. And where can they tweet us, y'all? Why don't you just tell them goodbye and tell them where to find you?
Alrighty, well, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at elmarietv.
And you can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _.
And you can find me at the Matt Marr. That's 2 T's, 2 R's. And you can also find us on the Southern Charm panel of the show.
Yes, every Thursday.
Every Thursday. Are you on any other panels right now?
Yes, Basketball Wives on Mondays. But if you are watching that, we won't be airing tomorrow. Catch that up next Monday. And Black Ink Crew Chicago, which will be airing this Wednesday.
Okay, cool. And then, you can find it. Queer Hour, we're finishing up. And you can find me on Dear Maddie Show, mattmar.tv for all the stuff that I'm doing. You guys, I don't want to do them, but we love you. And we'll see you next week. Bye y'all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.